Welcome back to the show. Oh boy, my next guest has been busy. I was telling him during our pre-interview in the green room that I started writing a book about 4 years ago. I'm about 12 pages in. Well, I think he has brought along 27 of his books. I am joined by Charles Mwewa. He is an author and publisher with Africa in Canada Press. Welcome to the show, Charles. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
I can't tell you how impressed I am. I know a great deal of authors have come through our doors over the years, but I'm not sure anyone has brought this many books before. Tell me a little bit about your background. How did you get into writing?
Well, my background is that I loved writing very young.
Okay.
Actually, I was writing in my sleep. I would just be told that my hands were moving.
Really?
And when I was in primary school, I would be getting any opportunity I had to write on my thighs. Literally, I could write a novel on my thighs.
Okay.
So it was probably something that was...
You were born with it, yeah.
Probably.
You weren't writing cheat notes on your thigh,
No,
were you in school? I ought to check on these things just to check. And I think another amazing thing about you, you've written in practically every genre.
That's correct.
That is an incredible skill. How do you find ways to delve into all of these different genres?
Well, it's almost like something that arrests you, literally. You get this arresting of your mind, your soul, your spirit together into focused into a particular, theme or directive that you want to produce. It doesn't leave you until you gave birth to it.
So is there a process, or does something come to you and then you start writing? What's your writing process like?
It depends. For novels, I get it sometimes through my dreams.
Okay.
Literally, I would sustain a story. I'll start a dream, and if it cuts, I would want to go back to it and finish it, and scribble down as much as possible before I forget the main themes.
Right.
Sometimes it's through just observations. I observe how people relate, how people do things, but most of them is interest-based.
Okay.
That is, as you are going to ask at some point, I've got 3 key interests. And in those interests, I follow the developments and follow them and record them through books.
Yeah, you're talking about these unified themes,
yes.
right? These 3 unified themes. What are those themes?
So the first one is intelligence.
Okay.
That weaves through all my work. Okay, so you find intrigue, for instance, in my novels. The other thing is law, because I have a law degree.
Okay.
So I literally delve towards that end. And I've got some sort of a religious background, so God features into all those.
Interesting.
So those 3 are weaved throughout all my works. And that's how I get to go.
I'm going to steal this one from you, because this is your latest book,
yes.
right? Tell me about this book and the inspiration behind it.
So I came to Ottawa quite recently, and I fell in love with the city.
Nice.
Literally fell in love
to
with
hear
the
that.
city. You can see the title is by the meadows of the Rideau River.
Right.
So I observed, I drove there, I walked there, and I just loved everything. You get incredible poems in that little book.
Nice.
About this very great city of Ottawa.
What is it? I mean, obviously you fell in love with the rivers. We're so fortunate here: the Rideau River, the Ottawa River, the Gatineau River, of course. What else about the city did you fall in love with when you came here?
Primarily when people come to Ottawa, they think about Ottawa in terms of power.
Right.
Yeah, because this is the seat of government,
right.
Probably. But that was probably one of my expectations. But once I walked into the streets of Ottawa, I met the people, I walked through, places, and then that power thing just disappeared. Yeah. I start to feel that there is more to this city than just making laws and legislating. It thrives almost in every arena of life, especially in nature.
Yeah.
I've captured a lot of nature in that little book.
Very nice.
And it is all here.
What a great description of the city. I love it. And it's great because you come to this city with a different perspective, right? Because you didn't grow up here, so you come with fresh eyes. And
That's
I think
correct.
Sometimes when you're born somewhere and you've been here a long time, you don't necessarily look at it with fresh eyes like somebody like yourself. Another incredible thing about you, Charles, is the fact that I'm not sure if there's how many there are, but you're one of the only Black book publishers in the entire country. Why and how did you get into publishing?
So anyway, this is also Black History Month.
Yes,
so it
of course.
Be incredibly relevant to speak about that. So people of African descent haven't written quite much. Let's be truthful. Let's just get to the word. And my advisory is that readers and writers are leaders, actually. Because ideas come through books. It comes from creative writing and other writings. So when I came here, I started as a self-publisher.
Okay.
And self-publishing was incredibly very losses after losses.
Yeah,
I would come up with an idea, I give it to a publisher, I would literally get 0 royalties out of it. But after 5 or 6 years, I started learning the ropes.
Okay.
So I started getting into publishing. And I decided I'm going to own a publishing company. Because, I mean, there's a competition out there, especially before social media, it was all brick and mortar.
That's right.
So you need to penetrate through these gigantic, industry of publishers.
Yeah.
But I started small. Then I came across a friend who had registered a company in 1992. He's a black Canadian, a Zambian Canadian.
Okay.
So he had done nothing with it for many years. So I decided to get it.
Okay.
And to rebrand it. And I then put in some sort of spirit into it. And now African Canada Press is owned by me. And I am able to publish a book which can float all over the globe.
I love, and so you're not only just publishing your own books then, you're helping out other authors across the country as well, I imagine.
Yes, I've helped guys from the United Nations, from university professors.
Fantastic.
You know, I have published books for almost everything.
It sounds like it. Listen, as I said, I'm so impressed with how many books that you've been able to generate. I mean, what a great mind you have. Where can people find your books? So
my books are all over the internet.
Okay.
My first and last name, charlesmwewa.com. That's the first place to go.
Okay.
You can go to Facebook, author Charles Mwewa.
Excellent.
Is going to, and all over basically Amazon and Google Books.
Fantastic. Charles, a real pleasure meeting you. Thanks for coming. We'll be right back after this.